Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. And this is another visit to the insane asylum known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny fun.
Yes, we are back here talking about the residents and the patients at WFAN. Now, we talk about here sometimes, you may not know about some of these things that happen online, but I thought that this was something that popped up. Something popped up late last night. This was on Thursday night, and this video will be going up on Saturday. And I thought it was interesting to talk about, because some people don't know what happens when some of the patients at the fan interact with fans, real fans online. And I think it's important to know that. Now, I was blocked by Salicata, also known as Spazzacata, because I've been on his case. And then I did a video and had made fun of him. And then he unblocked me on X. And we yucked it up, and we still yuck it up here. If you're watching this video, you're yucking it up. And I like to make fun of them. I like to talk about them, you know. And so they sort of don't like it. And this is the one thing I learned about them, is they can dish it out. All of them can dish it out, but none of them can take it. So they can be critical of your team. They can belittle you on their different programs, all the different radio programs. And but when you come at them, they shrivel. Some of them. We know Salicata shriveled, and you realize don't do that. Someone must have gotten his ear and said, "Look, you want to like unblock the people's champion." Because I'm not going to let up. And I didn't let up. And I've sort of let up a little bit because the Mets have played well the past year or so. But I'm unrelenting. I don't give in. And I'll bring up stuff from the past that they don't like. Now, I am a person, I like my anonymity. I am sort of the mysterious one. Because I don't have a lot of time on my hands to do stuff. I go to the ballpark and go to these different fan fests. I would mention, I wanted to go to the Mets Fan Fest, Amazing Day, back in January. I totally forgot, totally slipped my mind. And I was going to go, I wanted to go, it slipped my mind. But I'm not one of these people that goes to all these different events. But I am in tuned to America's team, the New York Mets. And I'm in tuned when I see that they're being treated unfairly. And most of it comes from WFAN. Now, I have mentioned for many years that the egging on the WFAN has placed on the fans that listen to the programs and listen to the radio station have made things worse for sports around, and not only just with the Mets, but in New York in general, because they start spouting that nonsense on the radio, not realizing that this is going to be brought on into the real world and be pushed upon from the fans to the players and to the athletes. And I think a lot of times it gets way out of hand. And a lot of stuff at WFN, particularly with the New York Mets, gets out of hand. I know that Juan Soto is the lightning rod there right now, because a lot of the hosts are Yankee fans, and they're very extremely bitter that he signed with the Mets. And you see it. They never said anything negative about the player when he was with the Yankees last year. And now they're saying all kinds of negative nonsense. I mean, I know the player. I know what I'm getting out of him, okay? He is here for one purpose and one purpose only, to hit the best pitching in baseball. And when the Mets get into the postseason, hopefully again this year, his bat will carry this club against the big pitching. He had a good postseason last year. He had a big home run in the ALCS. He had a very good World Series with the bat. That is his primary role with the Mets. Okay, so I know the player well enough, and I've seen him with the Nationals so many years. Don't expect him to be a good fielder. I never expected that. Don't expect him to be a good base runner. I know he's stealing a lot of bases. His speed is not bad. It's average speed. And I don't expect him to play hard every day. I mean, I know what I'm getting from him. I also say this. He's 26 years old. He's going to have 5 of the biggest monster years any Met player has ever had. And when he hits that 5-year moment, he's going to opt out, and the Mets will let him walk. If David Stearns is still here, he's going to let him walk. He's not going to sign him a 10-year contract to a 31-year-old. He's not going to do that. I know what I'm getting from this player. He's going to be there for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to hit a big home run against a big pitcher late in the postseason, either to help the Mets get to the World Series or win the World Series. It's guys like this that help you win, and that's why he's so important. Now, I bring this up because the Met fans are inundated all the time, and the Yankee fans are uptight about what's going on here, about him being a Met now. Now, put that aside. This popped up last night. One of the great Met fans online is called, let me read it again. Let me read it to you. The Angry Albanian. And this is a guy that goes to all these different events. This guy's a true Met fan. This guy loves Dave Kingman, if you understand. He loves Dave Kingman. That's all he talks about. It's how much that was his favorite player growing up. Now, I guess he's been breaking balls, which your host does. But I don't have the bigger following that he has on X. He's got like 11,000 followers. But this guy goes to the events. This is a guy that's well known within the Mets fans community online. He's met the players. He's met former players. He's always going to these events. He's always taking pictures with them and stuff. So he's really out there. He's a known person. Okay, me, I'm an unknown person. Okay, I just do my thing here and I work during the day and I have my laughs here online but he's really into this as I am, as you are too. Well, the host, Keith McPherson, he is a very strange individual. Let me read you this thing that he wrote just a few hours ago about Juan Soto. And all of a sudden he's become this poet laureate. You can pay a guy a fortune to wear a Mets jersey. You can't pay a guy to hustle. You got hustled. He does what he wants. Give him that $100,000. See if he changes his enthusiasm to that. It's this whole nonsense about the All-Star game. I couldn't care less. The All-Star game doesn't mean anything. And I think he was being honest about that. I do think there is an issue with the hustling. He's got to hustle. That's without a doubt. But he didn't say anything about the player last year. Now, Keith McPherson wants to pretend that he's some tough guy from the street. He ain't some tough guy from the street. Especially if he's blocking the angry Albanian. I mean, let's be real. And I guess he's been breaking his balls, I guess, for a while. And he blocked them. Don't do that, DEI, Keith. Don't do that. Because it makes you look bad, but also your host gets to make fun of you. Because you make yourself out to be this tough guy, and he likes to break balls with the Met fans on his radio program, and he likes to break balls with Met fans on it. That's his brand. But meanwhile, he's like, it's like Jell-O. Or really, it's like a hard shell Jell-O, I guess. You get the hard shell, then soft in the middle. He's soft in the middle. So that's what's so crazy about McPherson is that he pretends to be something he's not. That's what he is. He's the same guy that the first guest on his radio program after the schmoo Steve Summers retired, me here, you there, the first guest he had on was his sister. Well, God bless her, but that doesn't tell me what you know about sports. It tells me that you need a hug before you do your show. That's what that tells me. That you can't do without a little help. And he's getting a lot of help. He went to a big college. This is not a guy who's not from he's from privilege. He's probably more privileged than I could ever possibly be. So he's one of these people that, again, he pretends to be something he's not, like most of the people at WFAN. But to block the angry Albanian who's known, and you don't think that your host, a great one, is not going to take notes. Now, I told the AA that I was going to do a video on McPherson. And McPherson I can't read his tweets. I can't read the things that he puts on X. I feel like I lose brain cells. I feel like I lose IQ points off my IQ test. I can't read his stuff. But I will say this. If you want to know about every cliche on the internet, follow on X. You'll learn about every internet, like Mets are gonna Mets, LOL Mets. This is the kind of knowledge you'll get out of him. Every like nonsense you read on the internet about the Mets, he knows it verbatim. Now, Keith, if you want to know what verbatim is, you probably took that at your SATs. You might know that word. I will say this. New York Yankees, I haven't done a video on this, but the New York Yankees were stealing signs, I guess, Thursday night, waving their hands for Munez's tipping his slider. Look, cheating has happened, in baseball for the last 150 years. With the Yankees, and every team does it, if you can. Get an edge. But New York Yankees are the same organization that for the last 8 years have been complaining about the Astros cheating. And this was so blatant on Thursday night. Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, you're going to tip your pitches, but first of all, the responsibility of stopping that is upon the catcher to go out there and say, hey, dude, stop doing this with your hand. Stop doing that with your hand. Or a pitching coach. Okay? But then at the same time, the Yankees can't be complaining for all these years about the cheating. And meanwhile, this is a team that got in trouble a few years ago. So the idea that the Yankees are, a very much perfect, they're not. Far from it. And I will say this, a couple of things before I go. I'll be watching Keith McPherson and whether he blocks the great angry Albanian. And if he doesn't, I'll find out. And of course, I'll mention this. I understand that the mashed potato known as Shorma Rash is talking about this Cam Shitler. Is that his name, Shitler? Saying that he's the next coming of Tom Seaver. Pitched one game in the major leagues. 5 innings. Calm down there, Spud. Calm down there, Spud. And this is another visit to the insane asylum known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha ha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, ha ha, to the funny farm.